Hello Tubesters, it's Gav and welcome to another one of my videos. Today it's a final reveal on the first figure in the Eastern Front diorama that I'm doing with the 1:35 scale Evolution miniatures. I've finally got the first figure done, although I've noticed one little thing that I might need to clear up. Did a bit of work on. It's always the way. I don't intend to varnish these. For my liking, they're display pieces, so they shouldn't be handled, and they shouldn't be knocked about. So I'm not going to change the look of them with some varnish, because you know what will happen. Sometimes you'll get that bit of a shine where you don't want it, or even heaven forbid frosting or something. So for display pieces, I don't like the Lucky Jack figure. I don't varnish them. So let's head to the workbench and we'll take a look at the figure. Right guys, thanks for joining me at the bench. So let's take a quick squiz at this figure. Let me find if I can get a little pointy sticks from somewhere. So this is an Evolutions Miniatures 1:35 scale figure. Eastern Front Panzergrenadier, Waffen SS. He's got his Waffen SS autumn camo on. He's got a Sturmgewehr 44 assault rifle. Now I've seen these with the not so much of a bluing effect on the metal, and I've seen them blued up, so I've left mine blued up rather than the more shiny versions I've seen as well. Just put some scratches on there. I have put on small parts, mainly on the magazine. I've put some tiny bits of rust on them as well, but to be honest with you, they've not really come through, so I'm not too fussed on that one. I'll leave it as it is. The butt I know sinks below the knee. That's the only way it'll go, so I am hoping when he sits back on his haunches on his boots that he's not going to be pushed up in the air by the assault rifle. As I've said before, the canvas pouches for the mags, I've gone with this light type of green which I've seen. Again, as I said, they've come in like bluey grey, really bright buff. It just literally whatever factory was knocking them out at the time. They really were, thrown together. I put a few scratches on the Y rigging there on the yoke. I've left the face quite pasty. Sometimes I think it's looking alright, and other times I think it is too pasty, but I wanted that pinched Eastern Front cold look. I'm going to probably maintain it for the second figure, only because it'll look a bit weird if one's, they're in the same setting, and one looks, he's come off one of these spray tan booths. So they're both going to be fairly pasty, but I think when I do some more figures in this type of scale, I will probably warm up the figure slightly on the face. I've hung the bottle and the mess tins off the actual D-rings that are on this bread bag. A lot of you guys will know when in full rig they'd often have this sideways up on the top here, but for me he's in fighting order and he's doing whatever's comfortable for him. So they're hanging them off the D-rings, which I've seen them do. Again, the boots will probably be slightly scuffed up more. I've done a bit of shading on them, but there'll probably be a bit of snow effects or something going on there when I finally get round to basing the figures. Could have made the steel here more shiny. I still might have a play around with that yet. I don't think I ever finish a figure, I always think, yeah, that's it, I'm putting it to bed, and I always end up doing something else to it. I've given these mess tins, by the way, a lighter look. They're you can have them light, dark. Again, it really did depend on how they came out of the factory. And obviously, the more beat up they got, there was hardly any paint. You see some of them, and there's hardly any paint on them at all. The box art showed this scarf with a bit of pattern in it, but I just went for a plain red. I thought that didn't look too busy then against the camouflage. So that's his hat from above. So I'm calling him almost finished. I keep looking at the gloves thinking I could probably do a bit more with them. So cool. This is supposed to be the final reveal. I mean, don't get me wrong, the next time you see this figure he'll be on a vignette of some description when I've got the second figure done. So yeah guys, thanks a lot for stepping by and taking a look, and I will catch you again hopefully on another video, which will be, I might even have one up tomorrow, and that will be the beginning of the second 1 in 35 scale figure for this this vignette or diorama, whatever it turns out to be. Okay guys, I hope everything's going well with you, and you're keeping the brushes in good order, and I will catch you again on another vid. Cheers.